Hello I'm Fantastic, my name's Luke. I am back and I'm alive. Okay, so I've been gone for a little bit, and I've been gone off and on for a while now, and I think it's time for me to actually address it because I feel kind of terrible about it. I'm gonna make a big video about this on my personal channel, links are always down below, but I've been going through a little bit of a rough patch with my mental health, and it's been pretty bad. I've been trying to sort of hold myself together and my life together, and ended up with me more stressed about it. It wasn't good. I'm okay, I'm fine. That sounds really dramatic. I'm fine, but that's why I haven't been making videos. Yeah, okay, this week's topic is our personal experiences with accepting our body, and I think this is a nice topic. It's something that is often talked about, but never really talked about, if that makes sense. Like, people always, like, talking about accepting your body, but no one really talks about what they went through and how they struggle to accept their body. It's almost like everyone hangs it on the dysphoria hook. There are other reasons why you might not accept your body, and there are other reasons why you might feel uncomfortable in your body that aren't dysphoria related and aren't trans related. You get locked on to being trans, and suddenly everything in your life, your negative self-image, is about being trans. It's a very harmful thing to think. What I want to talk about in this video is about dysphoria I can't change, and I've talked about this in the past on my personal channel. I feel like I'm self-plugging. Links down below, go to my personal channel. I'll link the video that I talked about it. I would have been like 3 months on T. I was really awkward. A lot of the time, when we think about dysphoria and we think about self-image, we've got this idea of where we are now and where we want to be, and what we need to do to fix our body to get from here to here. And that's not how life works. I started my transition, I was tiny. I am a very small person. For those of you who don't know, I am 5'3". I'm saying that hesitantly because my mum, who is watching this, will say that I'm not 5'3" and that I'm 5'2", but I am sure I'm 5'3". Either way, I'm short, okay? There's no way you can get around it. I'm short and I'm small, and it's something I've struggled with. For my entire life, I have been the small kid. It's not been, like, difficult for me, but it did impact how I view my body and how I view myself, because when you're always that small kid, it can be very difficult for you to be known as anything else. My main differentiating factor is that I'm small and quick. Small and fast guy, that's who I am. There are so many things that people could use to differentiate me from other people, but when people go, oh, who's Luke? It's not, oh, Luke, oh, he's the guy that really likes dogs. Oh, he's the guy that really likes Harry Potter. Oh, he's the guy that does Quidditch. But no, it's always, oh, he's the really short guy. The really short guy. And it's like, very difficult to accept a part of your body, especially something that you're kind of self-conscious about. I used to be really self-conscious about my height, and I still am quite self-conscious about my height. And I wouldn't use the term height dysphoria because I try and keep it away from being trans, because if I lump it under this whole trans thing, I get it in my head that, it's like to do with me being a man and to do with all that sort of stuff and all the implications that dysphoria comes with. And I don't necessarily think that that's the case, and I don't think that's right. Like, for me, dysphoria is gender specific. Gender dysphoria and just general discomfort with my body is different, and I try and differentiate it as much as I can. With my chest, that was chest dysphoria. That was dysphoria. That isn't like my height, where it's like, if I was cis, I could have been short anyway. I know cis guys that are my height. I know cis guys that are shorter than me. It's a thing. Because of that, it's not dysphoria in my head. Even though a big indication, one of the main reasons I am as short as I am is because I was assigned female at birth, and that has physically caused me to be physically smaller and have physical changes in my bone structure that wouldn't have happened if I was cis. That is true, I accept that, I acknowledge that. But my height is not a result of me being trans. Saying that you are short because you are trans, even though, like, there is a correlation, it's not the cause. The fact that my mum is short is going to mean that I am also going to be short. The fact that my dad isn't overly tall is going to mean that I'm not going to be overly tall. If everyone in my family was 6 foot or taller, I'd probably be taller. That's just how it works. Whether I am trans, whether I am cis, whether I am female, whether I am male, whether whatever, being trans is the only thing that impacts that. And that's important. Anyway, the reason I'm talking about this is because it took me a long time to accept my height. So many people will use my size as a means to identify me, and it's like an identity that I don't want. I don't identify as short. If I'm making jokes about it, if people are trying to make me feel bad about it, and they get satisfaction from that, they're not going to get the satisfaction because I'm not giving them the response they want. That sounds so How to Deal with Bullies 101, but legit, seeing it like that completely changed my perspective of my height and my size. Now, I actively seek out being that short dude. 98.25% of the male population is taller than me, according to statistics that I am taking. That's a lot of guys that are taller than me. I do know guys that are shorter than me. I do know guys that are my size, but particularly in Australia, it's few and far between, because I'm pretty sure the average for Australia is like pushing up, and now it's like 5'10". It used to be shorter, but everyone's growing, and like my generation is superly freakily tall, and most of the guys I see are like 5'10", which is kind of annoying. At the certain time, who cares? It doesn't matter. It doesn't need to matter. That has been a process getting to that point. Because as I said, I started my transition with this mindset that I'm here and I want to get here. And my here is literally unobtainable. Not just because I'm trans, but because it's pretty much unobtainable. I go to the gym and I care about my fitness and I'm fit, but at the same time, it's gonna be a lot of effort for me to get that bodybuilder physique that I really want and that I have as my end goal. In that mental image, I'm like 6 foot and I've got broad shoulders. I've got small hips. I am mask as fuck. That is how I would want. That's like my ideal, but that's unobtainable, you know? At the end of the day, unless some sort of magic pill pops into existence and I'm able to grow a foot, I'm gonna be 5'3" for the rest of my life. Unless I work really fucking hard in the gyms and like literally devote my life to being in the gym 24/7, I'm not gonna get a bodybuilder's physique. That's okay. Realize that it's not like here to here, and it's not this is female and this is male. This is me, this is my dream me, and this is me. How close I get to that is up to me, but I'm never gonna get there. It's not like with my body here, I can go, okay, well, I need to fix this, 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 and then I'll be here. Life doesn't work that way. In some ways you can, you know, with hormones and surgery, you know, a lot of the stuff that put me here and not here was to do with the fact that I was pre-T and I was pre-op. The main thing I can say when it comes to body acceptance is accepting the reality, but also accepting that you can get pretty close to your ideal goal. It's not going to be obtainable. And that's not a trans thing. That's the other thing. It's not a trans thing. Everyone has this ideal body, and 99% of people don't get it. For every trans guy that wants to be super muscly, there are 50 times as many cis guys who want to be jacked as hell. How many jacked as hell cis guys do you know? Not everyone is jacked as hell. If it was the trans thing, we'd be walking around a whole bunch of cis guys who all look super jacked and super muscly and all, you know, without any effort. And then you can go, oh shit, it sucks that I'm trans because I can't have a body like that. But that's not the case. Most of the cis guys I know aren't jacked, and most of the cis guys I know don't have the ideal body that I want. We all want something that we can't have. I think that's so important because a lot of the time we get so locked on and we go, oh, because I'm trans I can't do this, because I'm trans I don't look like that, because I'm trans don't do that. Don't get yourself into that loop because you won't get out and you will hate yourself for being trans and you will hate being trans. And like, yeah, being trans does suck sometimes and you don't have to be super proud of being trans all the time. God knows I'm not. So many times I'm like, oh, I hate being trans, and that's not going to go away because there are so many things that impact my life because I'm trans that I wish didn't happen to me, and that's okay too, but acknowledge that not everything is because you are trans. I think that's the most important thing to take away from this thing, you know? I've spoken to so many cis people, I've spoken to so many trans people. Everyone wants to have that super body. Everyone has this ideal that they want to look like, and no one gets there. No one does. That's just the reality. We grow up with these expectations of what everything's going to be like, and it's not. Life isn't like what the media portrays it to be. Life isn't like what it's like in a movie, you know? Not everyone is gonna be a swimsuit model or jacked as hell, and that's okay. We're all beautiful. How close you get to your dream is up to you and the effort you put in, because, you know, if you work hard, you can be jacked as hell. Like, I'm not saying that you can't be. Like, think of all the trans guys that are jacked as hell, and think of all the cis guys that are jacked as hell. It's possible. Anyway, I've been talking for a really long time. I'm sorry for being MIA for a little bit. Again, I'm gonna make a big video about it on my personal channel, so if you want to know sort of where I've been, that will be down below. I'll link it once I've finished editing it, And I hope you guys have a swell week, and I hope you guys had a great break, if you got a break, and you had a happy spring holiday period, because I know that there are quite a few holidays at this time, you know, like there's Easter and then there's Purim. I don't know if I said that right, sorry Spencer. For all our Christian followers, happy Easter. All our Jewish followers, happy Purim. Any other springtime holidays, hope you guys had a great time, no matter what it is, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.